So what are we doing?
Putting the engine in. It's that time. Well, first we got to do some work inside the engine bay because we got to put the clutch fork and stuff in there, and then we got to get this off the engine and onto the hoist so we can put the clutch and flywheel on it, and then we can put it in.
So we got all fresh bolts and stuff?
Freshy parts because the last engine or last transmission had the OS Geiken, so it had a bunch of different clutch parts, so we just putting it back to stock basically. Freshy boots. Things that I care
It's about time we get a H6 out of here. We can just take it off this one.
It's used. Oh, oh man. Used parts.
There you go.
I don't need this.
There you go.
This is dirty. I don't want dirty stuff. Oh, there we go. That's the clean stuff. I'm looking for that. So we just put in the slave cylinder, hooked up the clutch fluid line back up, freshy boot, freshy boot, freshy spring, freshy fork, and then freshy throwout bearing, and freshy cap.
Nice. Now what?
Now we put the engine in. No, actually, we gotta take the engine
We should just
off.
do like and the engine's in, just like snap, and then it's just done.
This O2 sensor has some dirt on it. I would like a new one.
Can I get a fresh one without? This engine's a little dirty. Can I get just a new one here?
This is the new gray coil pack plugs. Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Now available at your local iWire.
I might need to put them on because these are kind of dirty. All right.
Okay.
Let's get up and let's get a clutch on there.
Watch.
What are you doing standing on?
You said, well, I don't know what you want me to do, Brian.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Does that have a
That's right.
This is so unorganized up here, you guys. Look at this.
This is horrible. It's Lance's fault though.
It is my fault. It's always my fault.
Here's the hole that
freshy clutch.
here's the hole I put
Coming
in it
in.
from not accidentally smashing it with the person lift.
See, ironically, being number 2 means you're the first one pushed under the bus.
No, actually, I was taking credit for myself not doing something that I did.
Look at these brand new fancy parts. No, I feel like nobody does this.
Oh, clutches and flywheels? Yeah, no, this is normal.
Oh, it is good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you're not putting a brand new clutch and flywheel in with an engine swap, you're doing it wrong. No, it goes the other way. It goes faster when you put it this way. That goes faster that way. See, because it indents. See, it goes in there.
That's not the right way.
Don't listen to them kids.
This is why we shouldn't do your swap. At least me. The flywheel bolts are here.
Yeah. Oh, you already have them.
Yeah, remember they're dirty?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to clean those first. Let me know when you need the duggas.
So just so you know, proper torque spec of these bolts are 55 foot-pounds.
Or 12 duggas.
Or 12 duggas.
Okay. Look, everybody, we actually used a torque wrench. We did it.
Wait, he's not gonna do anything with that.
You're really doing 900?
900 foot-pounds. Gunk. No. 55 foot-pounds is proper torque specification.
I didn't dug at them.
Is there a reason you're doing it in this like specific pattern?
There is, and it's to make sure that it goes on flush and evenly.
It's kind of like torquing wheels. You do it in a star pattern so that you're doing each corner. That way it's gonna sit on flat.
Brian's upset about what?
Brian is upset because he doesn't want to use the old bolts. He wants to use the new bolts, and we don't have an adequate number of the new bolts. So, clutch alignment tool.
Yeah, the plastic ones are
Garbage.
they'll work, but you're gonna fight it.
Line up into the pilot bearing. And then, the one thing that's super cool is you'll actually notice these dots on the flywheel and on the pressure plate. It's actually to tell you where the weight is on it. So they're not perfectly balanced, but if there's like an offset on weight, it'll mark it. So FYI. want to get as close to possible as you can. Oh, I see. There we go.
Ooh, fresh, clean bowls. That's all pretty.
So if you did it right and properly, this should pull right out like that. And then you want to verify that it'll slide in just as smoothly, because when you put the transmission in, you don't want to fight that. So, good to go.
Oh, hi.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Beefcake arms. Beefcake.
All that wire in here.
Just drop it super quick. The faster, the better.
It goes in really good.
Slam it in there.
Yeah, it's like when you're off-road, you go faster over the dips.
And then you don't notice it.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Stop it for a second.
You're good.
You good?
Yeah, you're good.
You good?
Okay. Keep going.
Oh, this one fits a lot better than the
Yeah,
other
it
one.
does. That other one sucked. Okay, stop.
Yeah, let me get some stuff out of the way over here.
Well, we need to change the dangle.
More angle.
Did we ever fix this handle?
No.
No.
This reminds you why we don't do this. That's the reminder.
What do you
pay-
mean? Harbor Freight makes the best
No,
stuff.
you pay expert shops to do this kind of stuff, not us.
Okay. Lower it down. Lower the globe! Ready?
Your gangly arms.
Go no ganglies.
Probably gonna have to knock it with the flywheel. That's okay.
Oh.
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
Ta-da!
It's an SDI and an RS. We did it.
We did it.
It's all done. Oh, whoa.
It's in. There you go.
Look at that. Oh, would you look
Oh,
at
would you
that?
look at it? Would you just look at it?
So fancy.
So what are you doing now?
I'm putting,
Dropping bolts.
dropping bolts.
Where'd that go?
Where'd they go?
Went this way.
There.
Huh?
You guys are standing on it, I thought. I think it was right
I know, I feel like it's right here. Oh, good.
feel
It'll be
like it
another
is.
time lapse of us looking around for stuff.
down and away.
So what are you guys bolting on now?
We're just tightening the motor mounts to the cross member, and then finishing up the.
Shouldn't they be engine mounts?
In my face. The engine mounts to the cross member, yes.
Actually.
Actually, you just actually the actually guy.
Yay. What are you about to
Or
test?
do that way.
We're going to make sure that the flywheel is not hitting the dust plate on the bottom. But we're going to put it in neutral. So you can see right up in here. That's
good.
the clutch spinning.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is the dust plate.
Engine confirmed has compression.
Ooh, look at those arms. Ooh.
Yeah, it's fine.
So what's the next step?
Just start piecing parts together. First thing is make sure that it's tight.
That the engine's tight?
Engine is tight. Tight. And then after that, we'll put some odds and ends accessories together.
Yeah, we'd hang on the back.
We have an engine in a car. It's kind of going backwards, but not. So the basics are hooked up, but the things that we know that we're going to run into that are going to be more complicated, because GC to GD, you can pretty much just interchange parts. They bolt on. GC to GR or VA, there are changes to the setup that require some custom fabrication. So one of them is going to be the air pump. Because of this air pump, normally the AC compressor would sit right here, but the older AC compressor isn't going to bolt into that space. So we're going to have to use this AC compressor, which means custom lines. So we're going to get to that later. The other thing is that to get my stock gauge cluster working, I'm going to have to switch this out for a 3-wire coolant temp sensor so that it sends the signals to the ECU, but also my gauge cluster. And then one of the other things is the power steering setup. So if you looked at a GD, you would see that the lines come up and over the inlet pipe and then go to the steering rack, which on a GC to GD, you can just bolt them on, it's no problem. But because they have it set to go under, means I would have to use an 08 plus power steering setup. But the problem is they put the reservoir up here and the lines are wrong. So it won't bolt up. So what we've decided to do, and also you can't just switch the power steering pump and then move this up and over because of the way they've routed this, it's not gonna fit. It sort of angles upwards. So what we've decided to do is put a power steering pump kit, aftermarket company makes it, and we're gonna mod it just a little bit to make it fit here because normally there's an angle, it's straight. So we'll do another video on how we did that. We'll do another video on how we do the coolant temp sensor because those are the two big things that we know are going to be different. Outside of that, we kind of don't know. So we're just gonna put it together and see what we get. So this is the factory fuel dampener and regulator setup. We're gonna clean it up a little bit because this is all kind of a monstrosity. Nothing illegal about doing this. And just simplify it. So this is just the standard Cobb regulator kit that we slightly modified because on the GCs and the older GDs, they don't have the fancy fittings like this. They're just standard hose. So there's a matching one of these, we just pulled them out. And then we can just install them as you normally would in the car. We have our fuel pressure line here. And then we just got to remember which direction it goes because this is really important. People screw it up all the time. If you're looking at the car, the very bottom one, that's your feed into the engine. So that one goes to this. That's feed. Feed at the bottom. Don't get it confused. The blue is the evap line. That's going to go to this little one. The top is actually the return for the fuel. So that's going to go to the middle one. Feed, the bottom, black, evap, blue, return. So if your car...
What's it on here?
Feed, return, evap. They're not in the same order. So if you ever change out your fuel filter on an older car and you're wondering why your car doesn't start, double check your lines.
Oh,
all right. So
what do we realize we need?
basically, we don't have any fluids, which to be expected. We also need a special tool to undo the power steering line so we can put the new power steering line kit in. So we're gonna get that. We also need some coolant. We're gonna just do basic 5W30 oil to start. We'll just kind of treat it as sort of a break-in oil, clean it out, because I don't know what was in here before. Run it for a little bit and we'll take it back out and put some good stuff in there. Same thing, the oil filter, because we realized that somebody had smushed the oil filter a little bit. It was not us.
It was not us.
I don't think.
It may have been our story. We should tell somebody.
Yeah, it might have been have to do with that U-Haul. We need power steering fluid for when we get that in. We're gonna get the good Subaru transmission fluid and rear diff fluid, plus I need a filler mechanism because it's a pain in the butt to get.
A filler mechanism?
Yeah, do you usually like pump it?
That for in the
diff to fill the diff.
Yeah, so they have a fill tube in the side. You just yeah, dude.
On the
diff?
trans,
on the newer ones.
On the diff, the rear diff.
Oh.
We need to fill the
yeah,
rear
you
diff.
need a filler. That's
yeah.
just.
Yeah, thank you.
So, I thought.
No,
look,
the trans.
I don't want trouble.
The trans. No, yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. So yeah, we gotta get some couple parts, and then we can kind of put it back together.
Get ready for day 2.
Yeah.
Ready for part 2.
So at this point, to make Lance and Whitney happy, since they're not going to be here and I just want to work on my car, we're just going to do the bare minimum to get it fired up, but it's also just a chance to make sure everything from a basic electronic standpoint is working. So we're going to change the filter because it's a little damaged. We're going to fill it with oil. We're going to put a downpipe and probably the whole exhaust on it just because I want to hear what it sounds like. and fired up.
Yeah.
So here we go.
And action.
So right now we're gonna finish up the power steering setup. We didn't have the right tool yesterday to get in there to undo it. Probably in retrospect, if you were to do this yourself, my suggestion would be that you handle the power steering changes when you're doing the crossmember swap with the engine out. But in this case, we didn't really know exactly what we were doing or how it was gonna happen, so we kind of had to wait. But it would be a heck of a lot easier to get to this with the engine out. So if you do this in the future, do it with the engine out. It's not that bad, but it's just easier. Today, I taught Lance how to become a man. When you don't have an
Wait, I'm scared.
When you don't have an oil filter wrench, you use a screwdriver and you hit it.
This looks pretty messy.
Oh, no,
Messy.
it's really messy, but it's because this thing was so, somebody
gorilla
like
tight.
gorillaed it on there. There was no reason.
So Lance got to it before
Yeah,
us?
Lance probably got to it.
It's golden.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you lube the filter.
Lube the O-ring.
Not the filter. Yeah, that's fine. I know why we're telling people how to do oil changes. If you're watching this video, you probably know what you're doing.
If you don't know how to do this, don't do this swap.
Yeah. So pretty.
Beefcake.
But the only reason this is going in is because Bucky sells my down bed.
So pretty. Do you have any clean bolts for it?
What?
Ten years later. Still on one bolt.
Yeah.
Alright,
There it is.
You can torque it out there.
Okay.
That way we know it's tight.
Oh, torque it. Oh, my bad.
Lance can do the hard bolts up there.
Oh.
So what kind of exhaust are we putting on it?
This is the greatest exhaust known to man. The Genome.
What makes it great?
Because it's Subaru. And it's STI. And it's pretty rare.
Enough said. It's Subaru, period.
Actually, it's kind of perfect because we need that.
You need a space.
Yeah, we need that anyway.
Wow, it's weird.
So that'll be
They
perfect.
must plan on that, actually. Cool.
To suck it in. Do you have that stainless steel hardware?
Yeah.
Lance with his peasanty used bolts.
Used bolts.
Very peasanty of me.
Yes.
Which sensor is this? You said air fuel ratio?
Front
Yeah.
O2.
Oh, front O2.
Or AF.
Yep. Same thing.
Either way is right.
Exhaust is on.
Yeah, it's off.
Front O2 sensor's in.
Yep. That's good, Lance.
What's next?
Plug in the front O2 sensor. For the moment. Just clippy do it up there for the minute. Just so it's out of the way. Okay. We can put oil in it. Oil and a battery. See what happens?
So how many like quarts of oil go in a standard engine? I'm sure people know this, but I'm curious.
4.75 quarts with filter.
Are we filling it all the way up right now or just a little bit for testing?
We're gonna fill it up all the
Oh
way.
yeah, you don't ever want to be low on oil even when you're testing. No, no, no.
I like the little genie bottle.
The genie. I like that. I've never even thought about it like that.
Was it a
Rub
genie
it.
bottle?
It's a genie
Rub
bottle.
the genie lamp.
Oh.
I wish the engine starts today. So we're hooking up the battery.
Yeah, this is our Band-Aid battery until got our freshy special new one.
And why is it in the back instead of the front?
Well, you know, it might have a super special iWire surprise. Battery relocation kit. Shenanigans.
Coming end of 2021. Don't
No,
ask
no.
about it yet.
Sooner rather than later. Okay. We'll need to fix that at some point.
I'll give you $5 if you lick your hand right now. Ah! You're really gonna do it for half a second. I was like, oh my god, please stop.
Give me crap. That's perfection.
$5 if you eat it.
I just want the hose clamps because
Why?
I want them all to match. Okay?
Are they shiny and new or just matching?
Little both. Mostly just matching. So it's actually good for future maintenance because they'll all be the same tool for removal.
Actually.
Actually.
To pick up.
It's just
No.
camera face.
Today. Just,
Why would you do that as a blooper? And just like, and action.
and
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Actually.
Actually.
Yes, Tay?
So the phone was ringing earlier when I walked in.
Oh, thanks.